Hello and welcome. I want to personally congratulate you for finding the outlet. It's your source for rants, random factoids, and occasional insights. I'm your gracious hostess, Amanda, and as I'm sure as many of you will agree, few things are as fun as listening to someone else bitch, right? Comedians do it, talk show hosts do it, Facebook does it, and let's face it, Facebook is like this crazy hydra that sort of enslaved us all. Unfriend one asshole and somehow two grow in his place. Whoa, seriously, how do I know this guy? He kind of looks like fun, but you get the idea. Anyhow, we come to important conclusions about ourselves, others, the larger world, really, through expressing how we feel, right? Confessing undying love or confessing undying hate for a thing we have to pretend to love, like like the jobs of 99% of the population, for instance. I see the outlet as a place to release, but it's also a place to recharge, if you know what I mean. It's literally empowering. And that's what I'm all about here. With any luck, some of you wonderful internet people will comment or email me ideas for future episodes. You know, questions, quandaries, shitty situations you've experienced. Those are my personal favorites. Things of that nature. So let's get this thing started, shall we? Tonight's episode is all about online dating. I hate online dating. Seriously, I hate it. But I hate it in the way I hate Trump, you know? Like, I'm still willing to sit through an hour of unintelligent bullshit from a strange man who's probably been married 3 times before and wants me to support him if I can bitch about it later. Because we have to talk about bad dates, don't we? You can't just come from a shit show and feel like, well, I guess I better be responsible and go to bed so I can be a productive member of the American consumerist culture tomorrow. Hell no. People have to know, don't they? And do you ever feel like recording all the usernames of the people you go out with just so you can try to warn other people about them? I mean, it's pretty pointless, but I don't know. Maybe I'm this weird freak that does that and nobody else does that. But yeah, like, dude and his dog 102 seriously doesn't believe in tipping. And this sorry excuse for a human being pretty much forced me to use my last $5 as a tip, and now I have to go to the ATM to get money to pay for parking. Lovely. That's who I am, you know? People need to know about this bullshit. But yeah, online dating really seems like an indication of a deeper problem to me. Don't you think? I mean, we can't even talk to each other anymore. And you can't tell me it's not somehow related to this techno-savvy world we find ourselves living in. Because our parents never had any issues, did they? I mean, we are living proof of that. My parents met when my mom was 21 or something, and I was literally born 10 months later. Like, there was a 1 month of, should we, shouldn't we? Yeah, pretty much. So what's up? Why are we all so terrible at this? I think that's a really interesting question. I mean, it's not too hard, right? People are always telling me, yo, Amanda, your standards are way too high. That's why you're having issues. You ever get that? My standards are too high. He fucking ate his dinner while I was in the bathroom and was on his cell phone the entire time. But yet my standards are too high? Seriously, the most awkward chicken Alfredo eating experience I have ever had in my life. Or he seriously wore a bathrobe and kept telling people it was Arthur Dent from the Hitchhiker Guidebooks for Halloween. Are you kidding me? Don't get me wrong, I'm as big a Hitchhiker's Guide fan as the next girl, but I've got to have standards, right? Apparently expecting pants was where I went wrong. Further evidenced by the dude that confessed to driving around in his F-150 naked. Yes, this individual exists, and I'm sorry for him. I forgot to write down his username, so ladies, I think he had a mullet, if that's helpful. I don't know. But humans compartmentalize, right? We put things in little boxes. We specialize. We try to make sense of our worlds and then focus on a tiny aspect of it because that's what we're good at. That's what we can handle. Because that's how we get the answers, that's how we find what we're looking for, or think we do, without having our brains completely explode in the process. Take farmersonly.com, for instance. It's a good example, right? We're not even only seeing these dating sites, we're seeing these very specialized dating sites. Yeah, there's seriously an online dating site out there for farmers. I'm serious. I still remember the first commercial that came on the air. Have you guys seen this one? There's this woman in the commercial in this kind of agrarian atmosphere, and all she says is, "I've always known what I want." Just in the southern accent and everything. Oh yeah, baby. That's all it took before the puns started to fly through my brain. Seriously. Because that's what we've been trained to think, right? That's what every country song in existence with its margarita, worth its margarita salt does, right? I can't get over you, so why don't you get under me? I'd rather have a bottle in front of me than a frontal lobotomy. I got friends in low places. I mean, country artists play with words, so why not have a little fun, right? I wonder if I can a tractor. It's a pretty good one, right? Or I'm back on the farmer's market. I'm just like my scarecrow, baby, outstanding in my field. The only thing I like, Husky, is my corn. I can barely get you out of my head. Obviously, I'm not qualified, really, to write these headlines, but you get the idea. We've gone too far, folks. It's time to back up a little bit, and when it feels like online dating is your only option, remember this. There's a process. Plenty of Fail and OK Stupid are not going to make your silly Disney dreams come true. I'm sorry to say. Clearly, you need magic dust or a genie or, singing African critters. That's particularly helpful. I don't know about you, but I seriously have none of these. I just have a mirror cat. Yeah, if I pun anymore, I will seriously break the internet. But really, come on, what are we even trying to be here? It's time to break free and go do something we actually feel like doing. Because the truly awesome people, they'll be doing it too. I guarantee you. And meeting and mingling is the only surefire way to find true love. And of course, I can't leave you without something real to consider, right? So consider this. On February 16th, 2015, Dr. Samir Chaudhry joined forces with Khalid Khan, who teaches women's health and clinical epidemiology. After taking a look at 86 different studies on the science behind online dating, yes, people actually study this stuff, some trends started to emerge, right? Seems like your username is everything. Men prefer names that reference physical traits about the woman, and women have a thing for keen intellect. So there's kind of this disconnect going on there. Both sexes like names that imply a fun-loving nature and avoid those that, really seem like downers. Oh yeah, and those usernames beginning with a letter in the first half of the alphabet, you totally want to go for those. They get more hits because, let's face it, we're all pretty lazy, right? So if you're going to do it right. Or, check out that show and buy that pretty girl a drink. Whatever you do, DTR from the get-go. Define the reality, not the relationship. So that's pretty much tonight's show. Thanks so much for watching, and tune in next week for more randomness.